What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Claus. This is my co-host,
Mr. J.
And we're here at it again. Unfortunately, we could not be side by side this time because of this whole COVID situation. We're trying to be more safe. You guys should do the freaking same. Anyway,
social distancing, y'all.
Yo, 6 feet. No, it's 6. Yeah, 6. Anyways,
or farther.
Getting into it, we decided we were going to go a different direction into the show. We usually go into a comic book kind of theme where we go with the superheroes we know and we kind of go at it for it. But we decided this time we were going to switch it up yet again. And we're going to do something with more of an action movie, blockbuster hero vibe.
It's going to be a little different.
We got two great characters to put on our fucking roster today, and we have John McClane, and what's the other guy?
Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon.
Riggs! Yo! Hey, Riggs! Riggs! Hey, Riggs!
Anyway. Yeah, so what do you call it? We got these two going toe-to-toe, mano-to-mano. This is just going to be a straight-up brawl between two bad motherfuckers. And I don't think we're going to use any kind of weapons on this one. I think we should just have this go hand-to-hand combat. I mean, if we did, we would probably let you guys know. We'd probably do something like a 2 out of 3 fall kind of thing. If you guys don't know that, watch some wrestling references. There are plenty of those 2 out of 3 falls. You'll get the whole idea. Anyways, getting into it, we're going to go and have a discussion about who we think would win. Now, I am going to be defending John McClane. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. And my boy is going to be defending Riggs. And
for the win.
You know what? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you're gonna start first.
All right. Well, if you want to bring it that way, my pick today is Martin Riggs. Like I said, from Lethal Weapon. From those of you who know the movies and you've seen all 4, you guys know Riggs is a wild man. He's a crazy guy. Former Vietnam Special Forces. The man is highly skilled in long-range weapons. Very good marksman. Being as if we're not going to use weapons, maybe don't count that. But that also being said, Riggs is also very skilled in martial arts like Tai Chi and Jiu Jitsu, which are close quarters. So, I mean, really hand-to-hand, I'm not really sure. I think he has the advantage with John McClane, who tends to just kind of box and do the whole fisticuff thing. I think Riggs can tie him up and, maybe break his arm or, hit him with an elbow. I definitely think John McClane is going to have a tough time in this fight for sure.
Okay. Well, here's my argument on this then. No weapons.
No weapons.
Riggs is a great marksman. Hell of a shot.
Great shot.
He shown it in the first one. It was so bad. That being said, yeah, he's really good at some martial arts expertise. He does have some military experience that is a special force style.
Former
so he's
special
a bit
forces.
of a competition. That being said, we're talking about a man who took down an entire group of guys by himself. Okay? We're not talking about a man who just simply took a beating and went down with no scars on. This dude went fighting and he won. Okay? He beat a smart guy, really smart guy, someone who was even out of his element. Okay? Underestimating John McClane is not a good idea because the man can throw down. And he doesn't need weapons, but the boy does use a lot of whatever his surroundings in his disposal, even the ground if he wanted to. And given a situation where John has Riggs on the ground, there would be a possibility where he would be bashing that dude's head in. I'm not saying that that's the greatest thing to do, but there is an opportunity for that. Riggs is great when he's up, but he's not great when he's down. Not a great fighter when he's on the ground.
Given his jiu-jitsu background, I think he's, McClane's going to have a little bit tougher time than to just take him down and beat him down. First being is how, would he be able to take Riggs down? That would be the big thing. Could he take him to the ground? If Riggs wanted him to go take him down and allowed him to, I think he really could maybe tie him up in a triangle choke or some kind of armbar, even from the bottom.
Yeah, but you forget that McClane is a pretty tough guy to take down. Do you remember this in the fourth one? There was this Asian woman. She was pretty bad to the bone.
Maggie Q, I think, played her.
She was pretty damn good. She was a hell of a fighter. She was competition for John. It wasn't like she was she was somebody you could just take down with nothing. She showed that she could take down a motherfucker. That being said, if he was able to throw down with her toe-to-toe, and she had some actual fighting skills too. She was very special, like in expertise. She knew how to do karate and stuff. She knew how to throw a motherfucker down. She knew what she was going to do. But with John McClane, on the other hand, he still went through it. He still powered through. He still won. You can't take this guy down. You got to remember, it's impossible to put this dude down. Riggs, he's been put down a couple times here and there, and he has a partner with him. Let's be real, bro. If he had not had a partner situations arise, he might have actually died or might have actually gotten his butt kicked and then left for death. There's a possibility of that.
You forget, though, that he was tossed while inside of a duffel bag, chained up. He was tossed in the middle of the ocean and left for dead. Dislocated his shoulder, freed himself, and lived.
Dude,
with no assistance.
That's impressive, but you can say the same thing about John, who literally walked through broken glass to try to escape, and normal human beings would be like, oh yeah, I'll power through this. Some people would just be like, fuck, and then they would just fall to the ground, just call it a day. But John, he powered through it and had glass shards all through his feet just to get. So you gotta give the John some of that credit, because also at the same time, John took a bullet, shot himself. Now I think that's an exaggeration, but he shot himself. And even that already makes him a lot more tougher than Riggs. Yes, you can pop your shoulder. That's great. Take a bullet. Take a big bullet right to your own freaking chest and tell me if you better than John McClane.
To be fair, he already had a bullet wound. I mean, not that really. What's the word I'm looking for? Makes it more realistic or anything. I'm definitely not saying if you have a bullet wound, try to shoot yourself through it and it'll definitely go through. No, but I'm pointing that out there. I mean, there was kind of already a hole there.
Yeah, but it depends on the bullet size, bro. It could have been smaller, the bullet. It could have been bigger, the bullet.
It's true. There are many different rounds and variations and weights and all which and whatnot.
That's why. So the chances are that bullet could have been bigger than the other bullet was. He could have put a bigger hole into his own damn chest than he was supposed to. And
Riggs
think about it,
that's been shot before, though.
Yeah, but he'd never been shot straight up right in front of his chest like that. He's been shot probably from a distance. He's probably been shot from certain angles, but he's never been shot right through.
He was shot pretty close range, actually, with a shotgun.
Where?
I believe it was the first movie. They drove up on him in a car and just kind of blasted him from the back seat. And he took it in the chest, bro. I mean, obviously he lived, but my argument obviously has to be to defend Riggs because, that's my pick in this fight. Yeah. And, it's a bad man right there.
Yeah, no, he's a tough guy. Don't get me wrong, but he always had a partner. John didn't have a partner. This dude was a Frank Castle of our time at that moment. This was a tough
hold on. Come back a little bit. Because you say he didn't have a partner, he didn't have help. John McClane has had plenty of help. It's just it was always from a different source. It was always from somewhere else.
It wasn't physical ever. He always used them like in an intellectual perspective. He uses someone for their wits. He didn't use them like all the time for their physicality. Think about it. With Samuel L. Jackson, he wasn't like known as I'm the bad tough guy. He was known as a nerd. Same thing with Justin Long. He was known as a nerd in the fourth one. And Die Hard, he had a cop who wasn't even inside with him. He was literally all by himself. The only reason why he used him was for emotional support. That was it. He was like, yo, bro, I'm doing a lot right now. He's like,
well,
yo,
I mean,
come
it was
through
more
now.
of a like, hey, you're on the ground. You know, you're the police force down here. Get help. Bring them here. You know. So
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
McClane has tried to radio for help. It seems like that's like the running theme of his movies. Is I'm in a bad situation, and I need help. So I need all of you to come help me.
Well,
and
yeah,
he gets.
Because imagine you got to do that repeatedly. Imagine every time you went somewhere. Oh, hey, I'm going to a hotel. You know.
I understand the situation. If you're in that situation, yell for help. Get who you got. But all I'm saying is McClane has had plenty of help through his time and his experiences through these films. It's just, it was never consistent. Maybe that was the word I was looking for. It was never consistent. With Riggs, he did have consistent help, which was, Murtaugh, played by Danny Glover. I really want to say in as far as partner-wise and as far as receiving help, like they're kind of maybe the same. They both have help. It's just one is more consistent and maybe possibly even well-trained, whereas John McClane, he just kind of gets who he can get.
Well, okay, so here's the slight difference. Jet Li and Riggs. Do you remember that fight? Riggs
I remember that
by
fight.
himself. It wasn't just Riggs by himself. He had Murtaugh with him. Their
right.
whole both back to back thrown down with him. He couldn't have taken him by himself. But think about this. John McClane, who did he have for a backup when that Asian girl threw down with him? Justin Long, who is the scrawny, weak, twitchy nerd who can't even fight a freaking ladybug. So obviously at the moment when you see the opportunity arising, Jet Li, there you go. Riggs had the jiu-jitsu experience, but he got his butt kicked by a little guy. And at the end of the day, you may want to say like, oh yeah, but this and that. But no, at the end of the day, he took a beating from that dude, and he was a martial arts expert too. So Riggs does bleed blood, and Riggs is capable of going down. John's not one of those guys you just go like, oh yeah, I'll take one punch, and that's it, and I'm out. Have you ever seen a movie where John McClane just goes out cold instantly? Ever? I can't think of a movie. I'm trying to think. I don't think anyone's ever hit him in the head and he knocked out.
I think he's been knocked out
one time.
I think he's been knocked out maybe once or twice, but maybe. I definitely don't think they've done it that more than that.
Yeah, and you got to remember like the guys he was facing in the first one. These were mercenaries. These guys weren't like some guys that worked at McDonald's and was like, yo, let's rob this place. No, these were guys who were special forces too. They were experts and everything. And this dude, John McClane, was like
the guys in the first Lethal Weapon. They were all special forces.
On the second one too, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, they had the special. They're from another country, but obviously they were still mercenaries. So there's still that. But at the same time,
diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, diplomatic immunity. But to be fair, John McClane went solo on that. Riggs didn't go solo on that. That's the thing about Riggs. Riggs is a great guy. He's an excellent fighter, all this stuff, but he always needed a partner. John, he had gotten into situations where he was like, damn, I got no one in my shoulder, back to back, helping me through this. I guess I just got to do it myself. And he always figured something out. He was always that clever. He always kind of observed something, was noticing something on that. He was like, yo, why is this guy like this? He would question stuff like that. So the guy would be able to kind of spot, I feel like, more of what Riggs is putting on than Riggs would, because Riggs is a little loose cannon. He don't care about like finding your like weakness. He's just like, I'm gonna go at you, dog, because I know I'm better than you, and it's cool. But at the same time, that's what gives John the more upper advantage, because he's the type of dude to kind of like vibe and feel the guy to see how he's gonna take down a bastard. That's how he took Hans' brother down. Those two big blonde dudes who were like tossing him around like nothing, and even then he was like, yo, I'm taking these guys out. That's it. Bam, bam. So I'm gonna say this. I think John would. It's not gonna be like he would beat him like senseless. Heck no. It wouldn't be like that. Riggs would put a fight, no doubt about it.
It would be a scrap for sure.
But given the fact that John has gone through some crazy things, and he's put his body through a lot, and he's been capable of coming back from those types, and even taking on beatings from more than one guy in one day, I got to give it to the man who can probably go a couple rounds more than the guy who has been beaten by a martial art expert and who's also had some assistance. What do you think?
Well, like I said, given Riggs' military and police training and the martial arts that he's very versed in, I'm going to give it to Riggs.
Okay, so we're going to leave it, I guess, at this. I think, like I said, we already kind of gave our two statements on what we think who would win and how they would win. But we would feel actually much more interested in what you guys think who would win in a fight. If you guys think our comments are actually reliable, if maybe there's something we missed, maybe there's something you want to add on. Or
smash that like button.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we have to do a shout out. What's that shout out?
Side note, the last video we did, the whole UFC MMA concept, that was entirely Rodrigo Lorenzo Lopez's idea. That was all him. The whole UFC thing, that was all him. That was his idea. So I have to give him credit for that, as well as the artwork that he lent us for that video. Once again, nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate the artwork. I appreciate the rules. I think it was pretty epic. I hope the shout out helps you and your channel, my brother. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, please share, like, or subscribe to the damn channel. As always,
comment. Please give us some new ideas on matchups you would like us to do, and we can cover those the best we can.
Yeah, it can be anything. We'll goof around with it. All right. Anyways, we catch you guys later. Peace.